Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to do another pick a card reading, and this is all about should you stay or should you go? Okay, so this is for all of you out there that are in current relationships or possibly dating right now. This is all about whether or not you should, stick around with this person or continue to give it, more effort or of a try, or if it's time for you to just cut your losses and move on. Okay. I know this can be, a touchy subject just because oftentimes, in relationships, we do obviously put in a lot of effort, and sometimes we hit these roadblocks where we just feel like maybe we're the only ones putting in that effort and our partner isn't necessarily doing maybe their part that we feel that they're doing all that that they should be. So with this reading, I'm hoping that it'll give at least some clarification for you guys, especially if you're kind of like that indecisiveness phase right now. And I have the Moonology Oracle cards to help us out, as well as Crystal Spirit Oracle cards. Those are my new decks I just got. So we have those to kind of help give us some better clarification, as well as my regular tarot cards. And we also have the Lovers Oracle cards as well. Okay, so please keep in mind, since I do have these newer cards, I'm still learning them. I don't know every little thing, so I may be utilizing the little booklets that they came with. For instance, this is the Crystal Spirits Oracle Guidebook. So like I said, I don't know every meaning to the crystals just yet. So I may be reading off of this just to kind of help give us a little bit more clarification with that. So please be patient while I figure that out. But like I said, I hope this is a very helpful reading for you guys. Please go ahead and take your time to choose the piles below. We have pile number 1 with the clear quartz. Pile number 2, and I think I'm pronouncing this wrong, but it's hematite. So it's like this really smooth black crystal. It's really nice. And then we have rose quartz, okay, for pile 3. So if you guys need to take a minute to pause the video, meditate on which pile is speaking to you. If you don't want to utilize the crystals, you can choose with your eyes on the cards that are above if you prefer to use that imagery. Or if not, if you don't prefer to use visuals, you may go ahead, pause, close your eyes, meditate on which pile is speaking to you. Again, we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Okay, so as always, I will have timestamps listed in the description box below, so you can fast forward to your reading, and we are going to go ahead and get started with pile 1. So I'm going to go ahead and move these guys off to the side. All right, we have pile 1 with the clear quartz. Move this off to the side. All right. So let's start. So we do have quite a few different cards, like I said. So I'm actually going to start with your tarot cards first, and then we will clarify with your other oracle cards. Okay. So we have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, the Sun in reverse, the Queen of Swords, the Empress in reverse. Okay, and then let's look at your other oracle cards before we get into everything else. So for your Crystal Spirit Oracle, you have Rose Quartz, Pink Sapphire, and Kyanite. All right, and then for your Moonology Oracle card, you have Full Moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. All right, put that guy off to the side. All right, we're going to go ahead and just start with those, and then we'll do your romance oracles at the end. So I'm going to start with your tarot cards since I'm more comfortable with those, and then we'll go into these right after. So group number 1, it looks like there's a time right now for you guys that needs to be about you. And what I mean by that is it looks like with the cards above, it's indicating that it's time for you to kind of take that self-reflection and really pay attention to your needs and to what it is that you want most, okay? So if you find that you're in a situation where you feel like you've been putting in more of the effort or things just seem out of balance, and it kind of seems like perhaps you've lost sight of you, and that can sometimes happen when we're going through issues in a relationship. Sometimes we can lose sight of ourselves. That seems to be what's indicating here, because we have the Empress in reverse, and when she's in the reverse position, it's usually a reminder of you need to now focus on yourself and take care of you. When she's in the upright position, she's referred to kind of like as the mother, or considered like the like a mother figure, and she's all about nurturing and supporting others, and she's a very fertile card as well, so it could also talk about pregnancy and things of that nature. But since we have it in the reverse position, this is talking about you needing to take time for you and really harnessing that energy, that nurturing onto yourself during this time. We have the Queen of Swords, which talks about perhaps going through a possible loss or separation, and you still regaining your independence and your strength. Okay. The Queen of Swords, she's all about that, that determination, that inner strength, because she's been through a lot. She's probably, been down and out many times, but she still gets back up, and she doesn't let it keep her down. Okay. And that's what I'm seeing with this, is that perhaps for you guys that chose this pile, perhaps there is a certain situation with you in your current relationship, or perhaps the person that you're dating, where you don't feel like you're getting what you need from this relationship. Perhaps you feel like you're giving more, and it's, you're not getting anything in return. And so therefore you're just kind of like, yeah, maybe I should just cut my losses. Maybe I should just move on, just because I don't feel like an equal in this relationship. Okay. Now we do have the Sun and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. With the Two of Pentacles in reverse, this is telling me that things seem out of balance. That you're just kind of not really sure as to like what to do. You're kind of like in that limbo phase, right? And then with the Sun in reverse, even though this is still a positive card, whether it's in the reverse or upright position, to me, this is telling me that it's going to be okay if you cut your losses. That's what I am seeing from this. And the reason why I say that is because with having, again, the Empress and the Queen of Swords here, to me, I think it's very strongly implicating you, if you're a female watching this, or even a male, okay? Because obviously men do have feminine traits as well. But you that is watching this, it's talking about you being able to nurture and look after yourself at this point in time. That I think that you need to be able to let go of the negativity from perhaps this person, or, maybe you just need to cut your losses and be able to move on and just focus on you during this time. So then that way you're not allowing yourself to get, sucked up into this negativity anymore. And you ultimately will have a positive outcome because of it. It's not going to be the end of the world or anything. If anything, it's going to be a positive impact for you, letting go. Okay. With the Moon Oracle card that you had come up, you had the full moon in Taurus. Sorry, my nails are like not really wanting to pick this up very well. Let's see if I can scooch this over. Nope. Okay. Never mind. It doesn't want to move. So it says your dreams need a practical plan. So I think, to me, what this is talking about is just stating that you need to have some sort of practicality in this current situation, that, that should be enough for you to realize that this isn't really working the way that you are wanting it to, or that you were hoping it would. Okay. So being able to put that into perspective and realize like this just isn't, all that you thought it would be. I think is really what it's just trying to emphasize to you during this time. Okay. Now let's look at the crystal spirit oracles, because you do have three. Like I said, you have kyanite, pink sapphire, and you have rose quartz. So we're going to start with kyanite since it's number 28. And kyanite essential meanings are resolving disputes, diplomacy, restoring harmony, mending fences, and building bridges. So those are like the essential meanings. Okay. Let's see. So for a relationship message, it says, you may be right and have the best idea in the room, but kyanite spirit is here to tell you that in this moment, you are called to be the bigger person, the diplomat seeking to connect on a level of mutual understanding. Okay. I really like that, because I think, like I said, with the whole, you need to have a practical plan, and the fact that you're feeling like this situation isn't necessarily working out the way that you are wanting it to, I think this is causing you to kind of take the upper hand and decide, okay, am I going to address the situation with this person and either figure out a way for us to move on harmoniously, or am I just going to cut my ties because I've done that and they still haven't, responded in the way that I hoped that they would. All right. So we're going to move on to the pink sapphire. So pink sapphire is number 44. And essential meanings: forgiveness, choosing to heal, acceptance and letting go, soothing the heart. All right. So yeah, definitely getting that same vibe, like I mentioned earlier, that whole thing of just perhaps letting it go and being able to move forward. But like I said, it's going to be a positive outcome for you guys. So your relationship message from Pink Sapphire says, embrace your power for healing now. That means turning inward instead of concerning yourself with others at this time. Let go of any urge to go over all that went wrong or to relive the past. You deserve to feel joy, confidence, and faith. All right. So yeah, I definitely agree and think that that's exactly what is coming through at this time for you guys, that you're going to have to just let it go and, move on to something that's going to serve you better ultimately. All right. And then last, you have rose quartz, and the essential meaning is self-love, self-worth, being enough, and worthiness. Relationship message: we are conditioned to forget about how amazing we are. So when rose quartz spirit shows up, it's because now is a time for being aware of how quickly we forget our beauty and worth. Have you been falling into a comparison trap and convincing yourself that you aren't good enough and that you've had to work hard to deserve what you want for yourself? No, no, no. Let go of that scarcity mentality. Okay. So again, group one, I think that's pretty much the overall message with the crystals that are coming through, and just reminding you that, I think letting go of this situation is going to be in your best interest. All right. Let's see what your lover's oracle messages are. You have two. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Yes. All right. And then the other one: when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. All right. So group one, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory, pretty clear. I think this message for you, I hope, was clear enough in letting you guys know that perhaps this would be a good time for you to cut your losses and move on. But knowing that in doing so, you are going to be better for it in the long run, that this isn't going to, I think, be anything of a regret. If anything, this is going to motivate you and just be a learning step for you in, being able to get into a relationship that you actually deserve, or that is worthy of you. You are worth being cared for and loved for the way that you want to. And, if you're finding yourself in this current situation that you're not, don't allow yourself to stay any longer. Okay, so group number one, I hope that was helpful. Please let me know in the comment section down below if this resonated with you. I would definitely love to hear how this resonated. And I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and we are going to move on to pile 2. All right, pile 2. This is your message. So you have, I'm already forgetting the name of this crystal again, so sorry. It's called the hematite crystal. So it offers subtle energy of protection and balance, promotes power of healing, clarity, and awareness. I have a little booklet here, so hopefully that'll be a good reminder. All right, so group 2, I'm going to go ahead and start with your tarot cards first, just like I did with the first group. And then we are going to go into your oracle messages. All right, so we have the Fool card in reverse, the Chariot, Queen of Cups, Four of Pentacles, and the Magician. All right, so let's look at your oracle cards. So for the crystal spirits, we have Green Aventurine and Agarine. I'm not 100% sure if I said that right, so I apologize if I butchered that. And then your Moonology oracle card. Your hard work is paying off. Noon, Moon, and Capricorn. All right. So I'm going to hold on to your Lover's oracle messages. They're just going to stay right here for right now. And we're going to go through the tarot cards first, just to see if we can get some clarification as to what's going on. All right. So group number 2, should you stay or should you go? So it looks like you definitely don't want to let go of what's going on. And the reason why I say that is because the Four of Pentacles is jumping out to me. Right off the bat, this to me is telling me that you're trying to hold on to your current situation. Either your relationship, you don't want it to let go of it, you want to hold on to it. And with the Fool and the Magician, that's telling me that you're trying to manifest this relationship, you know, into something that is ultimately more positive and more harmonious for the two of you. If anything, I see like this is actually a good situation. Like you guys are definitely going to stay in this relationship. The Queen of Cups is all about relationships, emotions, but it's all positive vibes for that. So, and then the Chariot to me tells me that it's a fast-paced relationship. Perhaps either you got into this relationship relatively quickly, or it seems to be progressing quickly, and perhaps maybe there's a little bit of fear, or I guess I could say fear, like a little bit of fear, like you don't want to lose what you have, that everything is going so great that you're fearful of it, you know, losing that momentum or losing, you know, the feelings that you're developing for this person. You know, because sometimes when a relationship does move relatively quick, it's exciting, it's new, you know, all of that good stuff. But at the same time, there can be that little like voice in the back of your head that's like, whoa, you know, don't get, you know, too excited because, you know, this is moving super fast. You want to slow down a little bit, take your time, all of that. But yeah, at the same time, you're still just enjoying, you know, the progress of the relationship. Okay. So to me, that's what that seems to be telling me, that you ultimately are being cautious. I think there's a part of you that, you know, has that inner fear, but it looks like everything is working out really well. The Fool in the reverse is just basically telling you, yeah, not to jump, you know, to conclusions, or not to, you know, be fearful of, you know, this change or, you know, this progression. If anything, I think with the Chariot, the Queen of Cups, and the Magician, these are all telling me that you are basically manifesting this into reality, that this is what you want. You're happy that you're in this union with this person and it's working out really well. If you just started dating this person, that tells me that, yeah, it's that new, it's exciting, it's what you've been hoping for. And yeah, I can see why there's that little bit of fear that, maybe it's too good to be true, or it sounds too good to be true. But I think in this situation, it is. And, you have this card here, the new moon in Capricorn, which is saying your hard work is paying off. To me, I think of the fact that if you have been working really hard on yourself, like, establishing self-love, or trying to manifest love into the universe, if you believe in like law of attraction and you've been putting it out there and now you've been receiving it, to me, that tells me that this is your time, and yeah, you should enjoy, the fact that things are going well. Be in the moment, be ecstatic, be happy, be in love, if that's everything that, or if that's the route that it's going. I definitely believe that's where you guys are pretty much at. All right. So you have green adventuring and, okay, I honestly don't really know how to say this. I say agarine or agarine. Not 100% sure, but let's look at what those messages are. So group 2, if you didn't know, I'm not 100% up to date on all the crystals' meanings. So I've been using the crystal spirit guidebook just as a reference. So we're going to start with agarine since it's the first stone. And its essential meaning is integrity, solidarity, impeccability, reliability, and consistency. All right, so your relationship message. Do you struggle with trusting others? You need to trust yourself first. Agarine spirit is calling you to be confident, for you deserve to trust yourself, trust the universe, and be true to yourself. Your strength and integrity will inspire others to show up as strong and reliable too, so be impeccable with your words. All right, so what I like about this is that, yeah, maybe like I mentioned a little bit earlier, if you've been working on kind of like that self-love, or maybe trying to make like little changes within yourself, maybe from past relationships, maybe you have been hurt in the past. And so you've been a little bit hesitant on trusting others. And now that this relationship is going so well and it's moving at such a quick pace, there can be that little bit of hesitation there that's causing you to be like, well, I don't know, is this too good to be true? Can I trust this person? All of that stuff. So again, I think just being able to live in the moment and actually just allow yourself to just feel what you feel is really what's going to allow yourself, number one, to be happy and for the relationship to progress in a direction in which you want it to. Okay, so your next crystal we have is the green aventurine, and the essential meanings are luck, good fortune, potential, possibility, and new opportunities. All right, so your relationship message: beyond what the eye can see lies a field of infinite possibilities. The field where the 13th century poet Rumi asked his lover to meet him. Green adventuring spirit calls you to recognize that there is no end to the number of people who will come into your life, offering loving support and acceptance. So never settle for less than you deserve. All right. So I definitely think this overall is telling you guys that luck is going to be on your side. That even though it may sound too good to be true, believe it. It is. You're at a good place. I think you guys definitely deserve, what has come your way, and you should just enjoy it. All right. So let's see what your lover oracle messages are. You guys do have 2. So the first one is friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. Love that. Then we have sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. All right, so group 2, like I said, I think that this is ultimately a yes, that you should stay in your current situation. It seems like everything really is working out for you guys, and that, yes, it may be progressing a little bit quicker than you maybe were hoping it would or whatnot. But to me, I think you should just enjoy the ride. It seems like whatever hard work that you've been putting into yourself or into this relationship seems to be flourishing, in a positive way. And if anything, I feel like you guys are very much in control of this situation. But I mean that in a positive way, that, you're allowing yourself to be happy and feel happy, and being in love. So kudos to you guys, group number 2. If you found that this resonated with you, please let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your feedback. If you guys, like this video, please go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe if you are not subscribed already. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and we're going to move on to our last and final group, group 3. All right, group 3. So you guys had the rose quartz. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with your guys' tarot cards first, and then we will go ahead and go into your oracle cards. So the first one we have is the Emperor. Then you guys have the 6 of Swords, the 3 of Cups, the Hermit, and the Strength. Okay, let's see what your oracle cards are. You guys have Amethyst from the Crystal Spirits, Big Spite, and Black Tourmaline. Okay. And your other messages from the Moonology Oracle cards, you guys actually had 3. So you guys had the most out of the other 2 piles. You guys had so many messages coming through. So the first one is New Moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. Okay. Full Moon in Scorpio, it's time to release negativity. And Full Moon in Sagittarius, look at the bigger picture. So we've got 2 full moons and a new moon. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start with your tarot cards first, and then we'll go ahead and do everything else. I'm going to save your Lover's Oracle cards for the very end. So let's see what we got. Okay, and I'm so sorry that I don't have all of these in frame. I will try to bring them up once I start talking about them. All right, so group 3. Should you stay or should you go? All right, so it seems like for those of you who chose group 3 or pile 3, seems like we've got a lot of different things going on. Okay, to me it seems like you are already, I would say, in a stable relationship. What I mean by that is, excuse me, what I mean by that is that perhaps that this is a relationship that you've been in for a minute, that it doesn't seem like it's necessarily new. Now, don't get me wrong, it very well can be. I'm not saying that it isn't, but it seems like it's a relationship that you guys have already been in for a little while. And to me, when I see the 6 of Swords, that tells me that perhaps there's been a time for you, like you guys have kind of been in maybe like a little bit of a rut, I would say. And now it's all about you guys trying to reestablish that connection, kind of like reignite the fire, so to speak, in your relationship. Okay. I see that there's definitely some solitude going on, and perhaps where you feel you or your partner have felt that you guys have needed to kind of take some time apart, not in a separation type of way, but in a sense of maybe hanging out with your friends more, or seeing your family, or doing things separately, not just together all the time, just kind of breaking things up a little bit, so that way it's not the same old every single time. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because with the Hermit card, that talks about that seeking solitude or seeking advice, you know, looking for ways of like how you can improve your current situation, right? With the Strength card here, that tells me that you're kind of trying to regain that inner strength within yourself and perhaps within your relationship to where you feel that it's more solid. Okay. The Three of Cups tells me that this is all, you know, it's going to be successful, or that it is successful. Perhaps there was, or maybe currently right now, if you're watching this video, perhaps there's a point right now where you feel like, you know, you either feel stagnant or you feel like the relationship really isn't progressing in the way that you've been wanting it to. And so by you being able to recognize that, or you guys maybe having that conversation of like, hey, you know, this, you know, notice we've been doing this, I'd want to change it up or whatnot. It's ultimately going to prevail because you guys are being able to reestablish that balance. You know, things might have seemed out of balance for a while, you know, but the fact that you guys are able to communicate about it or talk about it, or even just seek advice on how you can find a way to move forward, is ultimately going to be in your favor because you guys are both making the conscious effort. Okay. I think that's the key thing here, is the fact that if you and your partner are both making the effort for the success of your relationship. Okay. We have with the Emperor card, to me, that tells me, excuse me, that basically, you know, what you have is worth fighting for, you know, your current situation, that this isn't something that you would give up lightly. Then that's why I think of you being in this relationship for a longer period of time rather than just starting out. Because typically when you're in a relationship, I would say at least a year or so, then it's something that you've already, you know, established. It's something that you've already, you know, invested your time, your effort, all of that into. And it's less likely for you to just give up so easily rather than if you just started dating the person, right? So to me, with having the Emperor card in here, that to me is telling me that you're trying to regain that sense of, I don't want to say like authority, but that sense of power within yourself, that I'm going to do whatever it is I can to fight for my relationship, or to make sure my relationship is where I want it to be. Okay. Now, what's interesting is your messages that came through with the Moonology Oracle cards. So you have a time to give rather than take, and it's time to release negativity. So perhaps for some of you guys during your relationship, you know, when it's come at like this standstill, or you guys have kind of come to a head at, you know, certain situations, because, you know, every relationship has their, you know, ups and downs. Now would be the perfect time to kind of let go of that little pettiness or whatever it is that maybe is holding, I don't want to say holding you back, but whatever it is that's just, you know, not serving you or your partner, you know, that's not allowing you guys to move forward in a, you know, more positive direction. Because to me, it seems like you guys definitely have the potential. You know, I see this as a celebration that, you know, you have the strength. You're, you know, seeking the advice, whether internally or externally, by asking others for opinion, or even asking your partner. I think even just talking about it, communicating, you know, and being able to come to that agreement, I think is really what tells me that this is a relationship that you guys have really been working on, you know, for the long term. Okay. And then looking, you have the full moon in Sagittarius, which talks about look at the bigger picture. So when it's time to release any negativity, I think it's talking about like, yeah, let go of the little pettiness that no longer serves you or your partner in this, you know, in this relationship. If you guys have been arguing over something so silly, or that's been kind of taking the forefront rather than or kind of keeping you guys kind of stagnant rather than you guys progressing, let it go. You know, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't need to be there, right? And this is a time, I think I love this reminder, it's a time to give rather than take. So, you know, again, just kind of being more supportive for each other at this time, giving each other what it is that you guys need. Do you need more quality time? What do you need more of, you know, just your partner to listen to you, or do you need to listen to them? Whatever it is that you need to give so that way the relationship can flourish, I think is ultimately what is being asked here. Okay. So let's take a look at your crystal spirits that we have. So you have amethyst, big spite, and black tourmaline. So we're going to start with amethyst first and actually go in this order. And what I did with the other groups is I went through the crystal spirit oracle guidebook, because since I don't know everything 100%, I just went through and read off what the essential meanings were and the relationship meanings. Okay, so we're going to start with amethyst. And the essential meaning is familiarity, unconscious habits, old patterns in need of being released. All right. So I think that's pretty apparent. Kind of like what we were talking about a little bit earlier. Just being able to release like that negativity of what no longer serves you, right? So your relationship message is relationships can be like a comfortable pair of slippers, well broken in. But amethyst is here to awaken you to the exciting possibility of an even richer partnership or relationship with someone you feel a connection to. Step out of the same old and into a new way of interacting, perhaps something as basic as saying thank you or I love you more often, or speaking your truth with love and conviction, even in relation to seemingly trivial things. All right. So yeah, kind of like I was talking about earlier, the fact that perhaps you guys do maybe need to just listen to one another or talk it out a little bit more. So then that way you guys both feel heard and you're able to move forward in a more harmonious way, I think is what's going to help you. I love the fact that it talks about, you know, familiarity. You know, like I mentioned earlier, I feel like for you guys who chose this pile, perhaps you guys have been in this relationship for quite some time, either at least a year or more, to where things kind of get a little too comfortable. And when it happens that way, sometimes you just feel like you're at that standstill. You don't really know how to like bring the excitement back or bring the passion back or whatever it may be, that's causing you to feel like you're just at the standstill. But the fact that you guys are able to recognize and figure out a way to move forward tells me that this is a strong union, that this is a relationship definitely worth fighting for. So let's take a look at the next two. We have big spite, and that is, all right, their essential meaning: drive, courage, full speed ahead, spirited action. Your relationship message: let go of anything that might impede you as you act on that inner conviction to bring love into your life by nourishing your relationships. This is time enough, or there's time enough for to-do lists. Today is a day for connecting and reconnecting with those you care about, and for reaching out to those you have said you want to get to know better. All right. So I love this because this is definitely telling you to take that action that's necessary, you know, to talk about and reestablish those connections with your relationships. Okay. So it's all about nourishing your relationship. Next one, black tourmaline. Essential meanings: healthy boundaries, repelling and dispelling unwanted energies, shielding and protection, healthy independence. Your relationship message: it's natural to yearn for that one special someone to be everything you need. But even if you're matched with your soulmate, the two of you require some time away from each other now and again to truly appreciate how much you enjoy being together. An afternoon with friends or working on a project solo can recharge your batteries. All right. So kind of like I mentioned earlier in the reading, that I feel like, you know, this is definitely a good time for you guys to, you know, take some time apart, you know, doing things solo, but then being able to come back together, you know, at the end of the day and sharing what it is that you guys did. I think that's also a really good way of reconnecting. You know, if you find that you guys are always together, you're always doing every single thing together, there's no more mystery, there's no more, hey, let me tell you about my day, because you were already there, you saw it. You know, not saying that you guys can't do it, especially if you find that that works for you. But if you're wanting to kind of change it up a little bit, I definitely think the advice that the Black Tourmaline gave would definitely be a good indicator for that. Okay, so let's look at your Lover's Oracle messages. You guys have 3. So let's look at your first one. Secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. All right, so group 3, I'm thinking the secret admirer is definitely the person that you're with. I feel like in this case, you know, clearly they have deep feelings for you. And perhaps at this point in time, you know, where you guys kind of feel like you're at a standstill and you're like, well, I don't know what they're feeling. I don't know if they feel like this is okay or not. You know, talk about it, open up to them. I think you'll find that, you know, that love for you is definitely there, and they will do whatever it takes for this to continue. Okay. Your next card, Twin Flames, your passion ignites. All right. So group 3, this could definitely indicate that you are with your twin flame, that this is a twin flame relationship, that you guys are definitely going to reignite that passion. Okay. Last card. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Okay, so I think this is a really good reminder, just because, like I was saying earlier, when you are so comfortable in your relationship, if you guys have been together for a minute and you just kind of have like these little maybe either arguments or little things that come up, you know, that's causing this negative energy, whatever it is, it's kind of promoting that standstill. Remember that, you know, these are, whatever it is that you're pointing out, you know, maybe take a step back and realize, like, okay, is this more so me projecting onto my partner? Is this something that I'm doing too? You know, it's just a really good reminder of remembering not to project anything onto our partner, because there's a good possibility we're doing the same things also. And if we're able to let those things go and look at the bigger picture, as this suggests, I think we'll be able to see that, you know, it's not worth it. Let it, you know, that negativity go, and knowing that this relationship is one definitely to worth fighting for and to keep, and definitely reignite that passion. All right. So group 3, I hope this was very helpful for you guys. If this resonated with you, please let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear any of your guys' feedback on any of the messages that came through for you guys today. If you are not already, please go ahead and subscribe or hit the like button to let me know if you like this video or if you would like to see more like this one. I'm always looking for new ideas or new videos to create for you guys. So if you guys have any suggestions or readings that you would like to hear in particular, please let me know, and I would love to be able to film those for you. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.